One of the things you'll see a couple questions on the final is about redundancy. Generally speaking, we try to save our readers time when it comes to writing. So if you're using 2 or 3 words that are unnecessary, that are repetitive, it's ineffective communication. So one thing this test will do is just see if you can pick up on 2 or 3 instances of redundancy. What you have here is a couple phrases: advance forward instead of advance planning instead of planning. These are redundant because you don't need both. Planning is something you do in advance, so the reader, the audience automatically knows that when you use a word like planning, you're talking about ahead of time. There's a long list here on this handout you can kind of look through, but maybe a phrase like this will best illustrate it: combine together instead of combine. Combine means to move or to put 2 things together. So when we use this word combine, we know that we're talking about multiple things being joined together. In the exercises I've attached here, what I want you to do is see if you can figure out what exactly is redundant about each sentence. So let's zoom out here. Her handbag was square in shape. While on one level it doesn't seem that that's redundant, if you think about it, square is a shape. So do you really need this phrase? The correction would be her handbag was square. 2. Detectives search for the true facts in an investigation. There's not really such a thing as false facts, so detectives search for the truth in an investigation, or detectives search for facts in an investigation. These would be 2 examples of how you would eliminate redundancies in any type of revision. Okay. Exercise 2. Not all the expressions used are contained in the table, but you should be hearing these redundancies. So while in exercise 1 you have some lists to refer to, and 2, it's really just about you using your ear and your critical thinking process. Physical aerobic exercise is recommended for healthy hearts. Any aerobic exercise is inherently physical, so you don't need both words in this sentence. And exercise 3, ideas are repeated, but maybe not necessarily word for word or synonymously. So people pay good money and spend hard-earned dollars for labor-saving devices to save time from their busy lives. What do you think the redundant ideas are? Well, they spend hard-earned dollars and they pay good money. You don't need to say both. And we also have labor-saving devices also save time from busy lives. We don't need to use both of those phrases. Part of how these habits are developed is just, you're so used to getting page requirements that you want to fill up space and repeat yourself. Now we're at this point where I'd rather have clear, concise writing as opposed to redundant, empty writing. And that's really why we're practicing this stuff. The answers are at the bottom. If you have any questions about any of these sentences, just shoot me an email, and I will be able to help you out. But this is one thing you can expect to see in the final.